Welcome back. I'm Jay. We got Steve behind the camera. Today, Steve, we're doing a New York Giants OBJ Riddell Blaze NFL helmet upgrade.
That's a mouthful.
You got all that?
Sure.
I don't know if we'll be able to fit all that in the description, so we'll have to figure that out. So we did a New York Jets upgrade last week,
Yep.
give or take.
Yep.
I'll throw a link to it up here if you want to go check it out after this video. Now we're going to do an OBJ one, and I gotta say, Steve, we were going to do this later in the season,
Yeah.
but
The news.
well, I'll say this: we're going to do it towards the end of the season. But the reality is, the end of the Giants season's here.
It's among us.
So what we're going to do here, Steve, is we're going to take this Blaze helmet, and we're going to kind of turn it into the Color Rush version of a Blaze helmet.
Yes, sir.
We're not going to change everything on here, but we're just going to change some of the major pieces. We're going to leave this blue stripe that you see coming down the center.
Yeah.
Right? We are going to change the decals on the sides. We're going to take those off and put on the ones that spell out Giants. We're going to take off this silver face mask, which, you know, to be honest with you, Steve, I think looks good on this design.
Yeah, it does.
But we're going to go with the white one instead.
And it's not just a white one, but
it's going to be an OBJ, you know, the same style he wears, the
Right.
CU S2BD SW. And we've got a blue Under Armour visor here.
nice. Love it.
That this one actually is used by the Giants, and we kind of got our hands on it.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to be doing the Sports Star Victory chin strap, which is what OBJ wears.
Yeah.
And this one is an extra deep,
Which is really what he wears.
which is really what he wears. You know, in that Jets video, I mentioned that chin strap was the same as what OBJ wears. It's not.
Right.
So we had the GX4 in that video. One person called us out on it. I don't remember your name. Apologize.
But good eye, though.
Good eye. Say, hey, Steve, we make some mistakes sometimes.
Yeah, we're only human.
And I got to tell you, you know, a lot of times when you're doing these videos, I'm thinking about a lot of stuff, and you're thinking about a lot of stuff, and you kind of miss some of those. Here's the face mask that we're going to be putting on here.
Yep.
We've got a pair of the white, it's our very last pair of white Under Armour unbranded clips.
That's a coveted item.
Fortunately, we just having a really hard time getting these in stock. I know a lot of people keep asking for them, and the answer right now is don't know
Yep.
if and when we'll ever have more.
Sorry.
We got New York Giants 3D bumper, and we've got a new warning label, which is the same warning label that the NFL teams use.
Nice.
We're going to put on an all blue chrome American flag decal on the back. And this is going to go well next to our chrome NFL shield.
I tell you, this is a special build right here.
It is. And then we got two sets of numbers,
Right? Front
You
and
know.
back.
front and back, and then here are our Giants decals. So let's get to it, Steve.
Yeah.
Enough talking. And obviously I've got my trusty cloth to make sure we don't damage anything.
So what's extra cool about this is not only are we making this a color rush / throwback / tribute piece, if you want to call it, but it's also on a collectible rare helmet. Once these Blaze are gone for this year, that's it. So this is pretty all right, man.
When they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
And we won't be able to get more. Other places won't be able to get more. You know, so I suspect that the way that, you know, these helmets sell, typically, the more wins, the quicker they sell.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're one of those teams that just sells stuff regardless of how much you win or don't win. You know, the Giants are one of those teams, Steve. They can go 0-10 and people are still going to buy Giants stuff
Sure.
because that's the type of fans they have. But I'll tell you, Jacksonville goes 0-10.
Yeah. Well,
No offense to Jacksonville, but you're probably not selling as many.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what we're going to do at this point? Okay, let's first take the chin strap off. And now you can, well, first, Steve, now you can get a really good look at what's inside these helmets. We do get people asking us all the time, hey, can I wear those Blaze helmets? Or they can wear those Blaze helmets during,
Right.
you know, throwback games or color rush games? The answer is going to be no and no.
no.
They're not wearing these during color rush games, and you can't put it on your head.
Right.
Now, can you remove this here? It's just a piece of plastic.
If you're creative enough.
It's kind of these screws that are, what do they call these? They're like,
The safety screws that you can undo.
right, which
Yeah.
you can. It just takes more work, and you kind of need either a special tool or you really got to work at it. Right.
Right.
So to answer the question, can you remove this shell? Well, of course you can eventually, you know, if you work at it hard enough, but you don't need, it's not designed to be removed.
No, I would not advise removing that. Then you're going to have sharp things in there. There's no padding. You're going to wind up, don't, just leave it.
Right. So we got a little electrical tape here. I'm just going to go in right now and I'm going to tape the T-nuts on the inside.
Right.
And that's what that's going to do. It's going to help them from spinning around, because these can be, the screw doesn't catch just right.
Yeah.
They're a real bitch, to say the least, Steve.
For sure. I've seen it happen.
And
if you try stopping it with your finger, you have a good chance of giving yourself a good slice too.
And I'll be honest, every single helmet company, Schutt, Riddell, Zenith, Visus, they all do the same thing where they kind of build a little T-nut stop into the mold of the helmet.
Yeah.
And they don't ever work well.
No. It's just not deep enough of a stop.
And unfortunately, you know, in this world, sometimes people do things because that's just the way that it's always been done. This is one of those things, please. The next time whoever comes out with a helmet, just come up with a better way.
Seriously.
Because this is, it's got to frustrate everybody at times.
Yeah, the poor equipment managers have to deal with this.
Right, and 90% of the time it's fine, but that 10% or even that 1% of the time that it's not fine,
A bitch.
is a problem. Because we're not going to do that yet. So now what we need to do, Steve, here, is we need to get these decals off.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the heat gun we got here, and I'm going to heat these things up just a little bit, make the adhesive warm, so pardon the noise, and then these should come off fairly easily.
Sure.
And we're just going to kind of use my nail to get up underneath it. And I'm hoping this doesn't leave any residue. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, because I don't want to put anything on this paint that could affect the paint job.
Exactly.
Chemicals.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it's leaving almost 100% of the adhesive on the helmet.
Nice. That's exactly what we didn't want.
Right. So we're going to kind of do it the old-fashioned way. Again, I don't want to screw up this paint job. It's a nice paint job, obviously. It's kind of what makes the helmet. And I don't know how much clear coat is on this thing. See that there, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to kind of
Work it
out. And, you know, sometimes the slow, methodical way of doing something is going to yield the better results.
Yeah, because like you said, you know, before you know it, if you start using Goo Gone or nail polish remover or anything that could be somewhat abrasive, you could destroy the coolest part about this helmet, which is the paint job.
This is going to be you're going to be editing a lot of this out, Steve. I'll tell you that. All right, Steve, so we got all the decals off here. Took off the rear warning label, took off the side decals. Now we are ready. Look at this guy. We are ready to put the decals back on.
Cool.
So I'm going to leave this one up to you. You did all right last time. Which ones you want to do first?
Yeah, let's start with the main giants on the side.
All right, so this decal, Steve, has two backings.
Okay.
I'm not sure the technical name of this, but I'm just going to call it a two backing decal.
Fair enough.
All right, so you take one backing off, then you lay it down, and then you put the other backing, then you peel the other backing off.
So it has like a back backing and then a front.
Correct. So as we've gone over in other videos, but I'm going to go over it again, the horizon line that we want to use for the helmet is the brow line here. So this sets our plane that we're going to put it on. If you don't put it on just right, it's not going to look right.
Yeah.
If it were sitting on your head. So,
and these are the ones you only get one shot at.
A lot of decals you only get one shot at.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You can't just keep putting this thing down and putting it back up and putting it down and putting it back up. And we're going to go right here. So you'll see here, Steve, we got a little bit of bubbling with the bottom line.
Yep.
The line that goes underneath. So we're going to have to kind of reset that one. There we go. and we're going to hit all this stuff with the heat gun
Oh,
after the fact.
oh yeah.
I got 2 sets of numbers here.
Uh-huh.
If I remember correctly, on the throwback or the Color Rush helmet that Giants wore, they only put numbers on the back, not on the front.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right.
On the helmet they wear every day, they go on the front and the back.
Yes.
So this is a concept piece. Like I said, it's for VIP. So I'm thinking we put them on the front and the back because we can do whatever we want.
I like your thinking.
Yeah. Before we put on numbers, I like to put on the face mask and the other stuff because that's kind of needs to be centered just right.
Yes.
So I'm thinking let's put the face mask on next. And here we've got our 3D bumper. It's already got holes in it. Steve, as a Giants fan, what are you going to do now?
Well, you know, I've been a Giants fan since
Before you can remember?
really as long as I've liked the game. So I am a football fan, though. So I've learned if you really only love one team, often you're in for a very long season, right? So
Sure.
I'll still watch them.
So you got a backup team?
I really, you know, I like watching the Lions. I've always liked watching the
There you go.
Packers. So I got something going for me.
Well, Steve, I'll say this. The Packers have plenty of fans. The Lions need all the fans they can get.
Yeah, I'm all about the Lions. For a couple of years there, I always said they were the best team that always lost.
Yeah.
They just found a way to lose, and you know, with the Giants this year, that was such an anomaly watching 4 players go down in one game. But you know, Brandon Marshall and OBJ, they're in for a lot of pain and a long recovery, and just as a football fan, I honestly do wish them well, and you could just hope as a fan that they're going to be able to bounce back and, you know.
Yeah, I've always been that fan, regardless of what the sport is. I want to see my team beat the other team when the other team is at their best.
Sure.
You know, you don't want to see
Well,
guys getting hurt and injured. And
no, it's not.
no.
That's not the way to, you know, I know people who are fans like that. For me, watching the Giants beat the Patriots twice the way that they did was just that. That was 2 Goliaths going in the biggest game possible, especially when the Patriots were undefeated, you know. And for a Giants, you know, fan, I'd rather have that team that supplies you with the Super Bowl on average every 10, 11 years or so than 3 or 4 in a row. Or
Believe me, Steve, Giants fans are spoiled
sure,
beyond, you know, Giants, Steelers,
yeah,
obviously, Patriots,
you know,
Cowboys. I mean, I think half the Super Bowls have gone to just a handful of teams.
it really has, yeah. And you know, and it is cool.
So what I'm doing here, Steve, is I'm putting the visor in, and
Yep.
then I'm going to put the visor inside. I'm sorry. I'm going to put the visor inside the face mask, and then I'm going to put the face mask on the helmet.
Exactly. And like we mentioned once before, you put the chin strap on first because otherwise you're not sneaking those buckles through.
No.
You know. And then also what's cool is I see that the stainless hardware are, you know, it's the white on top, the plain stainless on the bottom, just like Giants wear.
Of course, Steve, of course.
Devil's in the details, man.
You know, I just saw an OBJ commercial. He does Head and Shoulders.
Yeah, that's right.
And, you know, we supply, not to toot our own horn, Steve, but we supply the Hollywood.
Yeah.
Basically, there's a couple of companies that supply the equipment, whether it's football, basketball, tennis, you name it, to Hollywood. And those companies, guess where they get their face masks, Steve?
From us, toot toot.
That's right. So whether you're watching games when they're playing on the field or you're watching them in commercials,
Yeah.
pretty good chance
Came through our doors.
that equipment comes through us. Yeah, like they're not getting that stuff out of the equipment room.
No.
They go and they spec it out and make it. So we help some of these guys with you know, exactly what pieces go.
Right. Well,
I'm waiting on the call from EA Sports.
exactly.
You know, they just put the new Visus face masks
In
and
Madden.
helmets in Madden,
Yeah.
which I think is great.
Oh, yeah.
But they're getting better. Every year they get a little bit better. But I still think they need a face mask consultant.
They really do.
So EA, if you're listening,
Hit us up.
hit us up. We'll help you with your accuracy.
Right. It is. It's pretty remarkable that game makes about $600 million. Do you know that? $600 million.
I did not know that, but
Yeah. And they have a budget of $90 million to make that game. It's up there with Grand Theft Auto when it comes to income. And you would think, just get the damn face mask right.
well, you know, I have a feeling that they probably just don't know. I'm trying to do this in a way that you can see me doing it, but it's being a real bitch. Okay, so now we need to
Numbers.
put the numbers on. So, you know, while I'm doing this, Steve, let's ask the folks below. Do we want to do a giveaway?
Do we want to do a giveaway? Let's see. My answer is always sure. What do you?
Of course, your answer is sure.
You know,
So
I
what,
like
what do you
to-
think you should do? What do we want to give away? You want to give away some? Tell you what. How about this?
What do you got?
Whoever comments, the first. How many do you want to give away?
Can we do 5?
Do 5.
I know you're thinking 3, but
Whoever comments with the name of their favorite wide receiver. First 5 wide receiver comments below
okay,
gets a free
sweet,
Chrome US flag decal.
free stuff, man.
Yeah.
Just for saying who your favorite is.
You know, we're not going to cover the international shipping unless it's within an acceptable amount.
Right. So either if you buy something else, we'll just throw it in the box.
Yep.
If not, just cover the shipping. So we throw it out to you.
Yep.
Yep. I think that's good.
The numbers are not the easiest to put down because you got to line them up just right.
Yeah.
How do those ones on the front look?
Just perfection.
Well, Steve, you don't get much more patriotic than the New York Giants, right?
It's true. Especially this one we got going on. This is as red, white, and blue as it gets. I know some people out there that are going to be drooling over this one.
Yeah, Steve, you're one of them.
I certainly am one of them. This one is going to have more photos and B-roll than ever.
You do a special video on this one. We'll send it up to Joe.
Yeah, man, exactly.
Maybe we'll send it over to OBJ and wish
Yeah.
him our best.
I'm thinking we make some prints out of this one.
Maybe. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, keep your eyes out for some photos that are going to be available of this one.
Steve, you know how to put together a nice print, don't you?
I do. Oh man, I'll make it really nice over the top. Nice editing, little graphics in the background.
And this whole thing, you know, this you got to keep in mind. This is not. This is our own concept. Right?
Sure.
We're taking the Riddell Blaze. And we're kind of doing this as to how we like it. Or actually, I like it, I guess, since I'm the one putting it all together, right?
I like it too, though.
So there's nothing like official about it, right?
Right. Concept piece.
But it's very, I mean, certainly all of this could be used exactly like this on the field. Mm-hmm. We're even going to slap this warning label on here.
Just because we can.
Sure.
Like I said, it's all in the details. God, that thing looks nice.
Steve, we are now complete. We'll get rid of our rag, clean this up a little bit. I'm going to hit this with the heat gun just to help out the adhesion a little bit.
Yes.
Keeps everything down nice and tight. So Steve, let's check this out. So what we have here, obviously, we're starting off with the Riddell Blaze New York Giants helmet. We took off the silver face mask and we added a white OBJ style, which is the CU-S2BD SW mask. We put in a blue Under Armour visor, not for sale, but you can get the face mask below, you can get the helmet below. You can get the Sports Star Victory chin strap below. OBJ wears the XD, which is what this is. On the chin strap, we've got two silver buckles on the bottom, and the white buckle on the top. These are still stainless steel. We'll have a link for those below. We've got white Under Armour unbranded clips. Again, don't have any in stock right now. Not sure when we're going to have more. We've got a New York Giants 3D bumper. We've put the 13 on the front, 13 on the back, Giants on the side to match their Color Rush helmet.
Yep.
And then we've got the blue US flag, link below, and an NFL shield decal along with a warning label.
The thing is just gorgeous, and
Did I get everything, Steve?
I think you did, and that was a definite mouthful. How fantastic does that thing look? And you know, for me, I'm thinking that is going to look.
So Steve, I mentioned this is going to a VIP of the show.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, but we haven't said who that VIP is.
No, you haven't.
So the VIP of the show, Steve,
Yeah.
is you.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I am honored. I am very thankful and grateful. And this right here, this is something that I've been waiting for quite a while for, and it came out. Honestly, it really came out better than I even imagined.
It's fantastic.
It's really fantastic, and I appreciate the work that you had to put into putting it together. So.
Well, you're the one that's got to edit this, Steve.
I know.
So, not me. My work is done now.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Yeah.
So yeah, this is great. Let us know below, whose helmet do you want us to make next?
Yeah.
Do you want it to be a Blaze helmet? Do you want, something else? If you want to buy one of these, we can't just sell you an OBJ helmet because we don't have a license to change all this stuff around. However, if you send us an email and we're able to use, make something here live on show and we're using it as content, that's a different story.
It is a different story.
Now we're doing it for content. So if you want to, kind of have your own helmet build and you want to have a video made about it, maybe we can help you out.
Yeah, yep, and we really appreciate all the subscribers and the comments and the thumbs ups and
We're approaching 10K very quickly, of which we're going to be giving away our Star Wars helmet. So if you haven't entered that contest yet, there's still time.
Yep.
As soon as we hit 10,000 content, no more submissions.
Yeah.
We're planning on hopefully doing our first live video to talk about that. And I don't know if we're going to announce the winner right then and there or not.
To be determined.
To be determined. We'll see. We'll figure that out later. But anyway, go check out those videos. Like, subscribe, share, turn on the bell if you want to be notified when these types of videos pop up. We're cranking these things out, 4 to 7 videos a week.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we're doing right now. So lots of things to talk about. Let us know what type of topics you'd like to hear that we haven't talked about yet. Maybe we'll get to them.
There you go.
Yeah, so until next time, cheers.
Cheers.